on to our first topic, which is pretty interesting, and we covered this briefly before on the podcast, but we didn't go into a lot of detail. And it seems like our viewers really wanted to actually know a lot more about the system. And obviously there was an announcement since we last talked about it at E3 about the system. And the system we are graciously talking about is the Polymega, formerly known as the Retroblox.
I thought we were talking about Dreamcast too.
Yeah, the Dreamcast too.
Okay, guys.
Oh.
Oh, my trip was wonderful, Joe. Oh, I didn't want to leave.
So this very interesting system, which I cannot wait to come out because it is going to be the retro system that takes over my entertainment center. The Retroblox, now known as the Polymega, is going to be able to play NEO-GEO CD. So
awesome! You know what that means? You can play all those great fighting games and all those great fighting games. And yeah, NEO-GEO only had great fighting games. My bad. I love NEO-GEO, but they had like 100 fighting games. And
hey, was that the one we were talking about before? They're stackable and you play all different. All right, I was kind of confused there for a second, but I got it.
Oh, my bad. They had good shooters too. I forgot about the shooters and the scrollers.
So
I like Duck Hunt.
Yeah. So out of the box, it's going to be able to play PS1 games, Sega CD games, TurboGrafx CD, whatever, PC CD, whatever you want to call it. All these right out of the box, which is going to be amazing. A lot of those, they've never had a retro account to come out with any of them, for modern anyway. Then, when you get the block, well, they're not called blocks anymore. They changed that name. They are now called Elements.
Elements?
Elements. The PC
Elements.
Elements. So there's going to be one for Sega Master System, one for TurboGrafx 16, also known as the PC Engine. There's going to be one for Super Nintendo and Super Famicom, which is the same block element, and one for Famicom and NES.
No.
So the fact that like there's so many retro consoles and you can have just one system hooked up to your TV to play all these, and be able to plug in native controllers to them. All of them?
I might just answer my own question.
I got a quick question for you, though, Nate. First of all, where's a picture of the controller? Do we have a picture of the controller it comes with? I'd like to know what it looks like.
Yeah, they have a picture of the controller. It's actually right in the...
Oh, yeah, it looks like a...
I'm not seeing it.
Well, it looks like a mix between a... It actually looks like the Wii U Pro controller.
The article's not showing the controller, though. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, that one's not?
And number two, have they said future support? Like, because I would like Sega Saturn if possible.
They said they are planning, okay, depending on how well this does, they are going to make many more elements, but it depends on how initial sales are.
So, just judging out the video, I'll probably answer my own question. I'm going to ask it anyways. Is this a ROM-based system, or is it a cartridge-based system?
It's cartridge, okay. It runs real hardware. It's not like a Retron 5 where it's actually just emulating games.
So if I were to get this, I basically would not have any games for it.
No, that's not true. Okay, so what the game works? Okay, this system works. The developers distinctly said that you will be able to back up games onto the system so you can play them without having to, what do you call it, overuse your hardware.
But you would most likely have to. You'd most likely have to like jailbreak it in some way to put ROMs on.
No, you will be able to do this. They have made this statement that you're not gonna be able to just load an SD card and play a whole bunch of ROMs. But if you have ROMs on the SD already, you're already doing that. These are just public statements most of the time in America. You see when retro systems come out for this because it's illegal in America for the pirate, so they can get in trouble for that. The Retron 5 did the same thing. Whereas you saw with the other retro systems and the one really big popular one right now, the Retro Freak, you can natively just plug an SD card in it and just play games because it came out in Japan, where they're not so much against that.
So it's a hush-hush thing. You can do it, but they don't want the America to know you can't.
But the point being, it's not going to be as simple as just putting them on an SD card and throwing it in the system and having them boot up.
Obviously.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but what you can do also, if anybody knows what an EverDrive is.
Yeah.
No.
An EverDrive is basically a cartridge of any system. Pretty much, they make it for most systems now, and you can plug an SD card into those, and it turns that cartridge into whatever game you put on there.
Yeah, it puts
that's not a bad control.
EverDrive, basically.
Yeah, and it runs it natively through its actual.
Which, if you did that with every system, it would end up costing a lot of money.
So how much is this thing?
What? They haven't given a price point yet.
Yeah.
The EverDrives are expensive though, aren't they?
What are you
like,
thinking?
Like, are they like $80 a pop, like for like a Super Nintendo?
Hundreds.
Like,
No. The Super Nintendo one's almost $200.
oh my. You know what? I'll stick to my Raspberry Pi, but that's cool. They're making this. So.
Yeah.
My Raspberry
No,
Pi.
I'm looking into this. I have a computer. I run all this stuff on my computer, but I'd like something where I can start collecting the actual games without having to buy multiple systems.
So Grim, hold that. We'll get into that in 1 second about collection. The really big part of this, and especially for us because we're YouTubers, we stream. People watching, you might be YouTubers, you might stream on Twitch as well. This is going to allow you to natively stream to Twitch right from the console.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, I could do that anyway with my thing, but that's still cool.
You're gonna have to sell me onto this because I don't have the games. I don't want to go out and buy hundreds and hundreds of games just to play this.
But say if you had a friend, okay? Now, granted, whether you want to consider this people a morally gray area or whatnot, because it kind of is. Say if you have a friend like me, Bazinga has some games. We know some other people have lots of other games. We can come to your house, plug the game in, you back it up on your system, now you permanently have it, and you can play it.
Oh, so it downloads the game?
Yes.
Oh, I get it now. So it basically takes like the hardware, the sold.
Here's the thing, dude. If you want to really blow my mind, and I've been saying this for freaking years, and it's not like it's hard to do because the emulators already do it. You make this thing online so I can hop on and turn on Double Dragon 2 and go, Nate, hop in. And it will just think he's second player and play Double Dragon.
Okay, this has already been hinted at. They haven't said that directly, but the developers have hinted that that's going to be a possibility.
Forget possibility. People need to get on that crap. I don't get why no one's done this yet.
Well, I think the reason why is because they're still working on the network aspect of it. That's why they haven't publicly said it until they get it actually working.
It can't be an easy thing to do.
It can't be that hard. Like Bazinga just said, it cannot be that hard because all these emulators have done it.
No, I think the way these guys want to do it is they want to be able to have the server so people connect easily. So I think they want to set up a server hub to where it actually will have its own setup.
I would not mind peer-to-peer as long as it did it right, because it was a little tricky with the Super Nintendo and all that. And this just wraps me around to how excited I am about Nintendo's virtual console games that are coming that actually have the online support. I want to play old games online with people and not a whole new mode. Just let me play the 2-player mode online.
Yeah,
that's all I want.
I think that's cool though, because the way that you just said it, you can put the cartridge in, it downloads the cartridge as a ROM, and you don't have to worry about it from that point on. Because that makes it easier.
It has its own built-in hard drives.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm not peeking, I'm tweaking.
What is this?
Well, it has an SD card.
Okay, I was gonna say, what is the storage? Now you just answered again. Another one. You answered the question.
My little issue with this whole thing, it's first of all, there's a lot of these clone consoles out there.
Yeah.
All right. One of the issues that we're running into that will be run into is being able to get those games. It's not like you can go to any store and pick them up. And this is retro collecting in general. You have to be able to go to those conventions or find the game, and then a lot of times they're way overpriced now.
No, that's true. But I think the prices are starting to balance out a little bit.
Not on the good ones. Not on the good ones.
Some people predict a crash, but who knows if that'll happen.
The bubble
will burst eventually. But the fact is, okay, the retro conventions, and the one that we're going to be going to, Retro World Expo, in October, that's gotten bigger and bigger every year. Same thing with every other convention around the country right now. I think it's this weekend, too many games going on. These conventions have just nothing but bigger. Retro collecting is becoming so big right now. But the one thing I've noticed though, there was some at PAX, some retro sellers, and definitely at Retro World Expo. I was able to find pretty much any game I was looking for at Retro World Expo last year. I got a copy of Chrono Trigger for Super Nintendo in box fully, everything.
Yeah, for Famicom.
Nope. Hold it. I need you to bring this to the show and show me because I don't believe you. Considering unboxed ones, just opened up ones cost $400, and I don't believe you saying that was with me.
He got the Chrono Trigger for the Super Famicom.
Okay, never mind. Okay, that's the Super Famicom one's worth dirt cheap, right? It was what, $10 to buy it?
No, the price is I think the retail price is $70, something like that, but I got it for 30.
Yeah, that's cheap. The reason why I said that was because the American version just used is like $300-400, and then like unboxed is a couple thousand. So when he said that, I was like, wait a minute, you didn't spend that much on Chrono Trigger.
My only problem with the whole retro collecting is that retro games have now become such a notch market. It's so expensive just for one game.
Hot commodity.
Yeah, hot commodity. You try and get Conker's Bad Fur Day. You're spending upwards up to $90 just for the cartridge. Like, I'm not gonna pay $90 for the game.
Yeah, but that depends where you look, though. Like these expos are really cool. Like they had some really good prices at the expo.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm gonna do, and this is this way cheat in my book is I'm gonna go to these retro cons. I'm gonna get a little external monitor, bring the poly thing, connect it in there, and I go, can I just see this game? Poof. This is an awesome game. It fits perfectly. Let me see that game. Poof. This is awesome. I love this thing. All right, do that. Poof. Like, look at that. I have every game for Nintendo 64 now. Yes.
Genius.
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 Holy crap.
That person
You'll be walking around with a generator.
Yeah, and then you know what? You have to buy one thing. You're going to buy the cheapest thing. Like, you know what? Let me just buy
that pin.
That lanyard. How much is that lanyard? $5. Got it.
No, but like, okay.
I just want to make sure it works.
There was booths over at Retro Expo of people selling NES games for like $1 or $2 a piece, and these were games that you normally see online for like $30.
Really?
Yeah.
And you never want to go by like eBay price. You want to go by what they sold for, not what they're asking.
Well, I remember
it's keep in mind that the ones that aren't the big RPGs and stuff are easy to find cheap. It's the rare ones like an unopened Final Fantasy II or stuff like that are a little more expensive. Yeah. But you'll find random stuff that you don't play RPGs, so you'll find the stuff you're looking for no problem. Like F-Zero and all that.
So I'm almost curious, because I know when I did the emulators and the ROM situation that you had to pick the right, when you load it up, it has to pick the right file for it to work. You can edit, like in Raspberry Pi, you have to go through settings to pick like the video settings, like the resolution settings. Is this going to automatically do it?
This is automatically optimizing itself to 1080p.
So it automatically is going to plug it in. So they want WF No Mercy. All right, get classic. Put it in, and it loads it up. You don't have to do nothing. Just put it in, you're good.
No.
And it automatically recognizes the controller. You don't have to map the controls.
No.
Yeah, because it's the hardware.
It is the actual
hardware. It's not an emulation.
Some controllers have more buttons than others, though, so that's what I'm wondering. Like a Nintendo 64 is like a cluster of what's going on.
It's going to be the actual Nintendo 64 in the system.
Well, there's no Nintendo 64.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's going to be the actual
board
that the system worked off of or whatever. So that way, when you put that game in,
it's going to work.
Actually it's going to recognize the game. It's going to recognize your controller or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right away.
I saw a story, but I don't want to go off topic. But I don't know if we can talk about it for a second here.
Is that retro gaming?
But no, it has to do with new gaming. But I'll talk about that later.
Okay. Yeah, so for me, this is actually the perfect thing for retro collecting for myself. I have a retro trio, which I've been using, which I love. It plays Super Nintendo, Genesis, and NES, and I've been using that, and that works great. This is going to be the retro console that takes over my account.
I have to agree with you because I have a Raspberry Pi.
I
like the Raspberry Pi you gave me, but this kind of makes it a lot easier because I can just go to a friend's house and steal their games for 5 seconds and then do it done.
And you can stream it live. Just turn on your system, go live, boom.
Now the problem.
Plus, it allows you to collect without having to go and find all the hardware. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I like the thought of this. I want to know how much the price is going to cost. So.
Well, one of the issues that I'm seeing is like you said, cost. You buy that base it comes with one element.
It plays 5 different CD systems.
With that one element?
Well, not with the element. It's just itself.
Oh, okay. So it's its own base without an element, and then you got to buy each of those elements separately.
Yeah.
So how much are the elements going to
cost? So what's the base itself do? Base
plays 5 different CD systems.
Okay. 5 different CD systems.
PlayStation 1, NEO-GEO CD, PC Engine CD, and
that was my favorite.
Oh, Sega CD.
Finally on Blu-ray.
Yeah. So that's really cool because there hasn't been a system yet that plays CD. Which is why I think they went that way, is because there hasn't been a retro system yet that plays these.
Yeah.
So they want to corner the market first with that, and then the elements come. I think the first element that's going to be for sale though is the Sega Genesis Master System. Is going to be the first one available.
I probably won't buy all the elements, so I'll probably
buy what you want.
I would want to just play what Super Nintendo, PlayStation, and then probably Nintendo 64.
Well,
there's not a Nintendo 64 one announced yet.
Not yet.
But there
eventually.
Yeah, well, yeah, if it does well, which I think it's going to do amazing.
Yeah. The only thing is, I think.
Wait, did they say they unannounced Super Nintendo?
No, there is Super Nintendo. And Super
Okay.
Nintendo. That's already announced.
I think that
What was that?
How much do you think it's gonna cost?
Real
I say the first base is gonna be like $200.
Oh yeah. I think the average price is gonna be about $200 because the standard retro system right now is about $200.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like $200 plus whatever element you want
Yeah.
on top of it.
Unless you're getting like the Nintendo NT, which is $400 to $500.
Yeah,
But that is really nice.
and it just plays Nintendo.
Yeah,
Damn it,
and
I'm
it's
buying
really
a
nice system, though.
PS4, okay? I'm gonna spend another $200. Damn it.
Keep in mind, this is for the aesthetics, dude. If you want to play these things, I know a guy.
I know a guy.
man.
It
But
fell
yeah,
off the
so
back of
I
the truck,
say,
guys.
I'm saying about like $200 plus maybe 75 for each element. He's thinking how much? 50?
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna be $50. Only reason why is because you look at the prices of like a single like the new like Retron HD or something like that. They're around $50 to $70.
Yeah.
It also depends on the quality of the actual system itself. If they
I
cut
would-
corners, you know.
I want to see the user interface, though. That's what I'm more
Yeah.
interested with. I want to see, like, when you turn the system
Well,
on.
There is a
And-
You
screenshot.
saw the video.
There's this one too.
Yeah, there is a screenshot of it.
Like, when you turn it on, like, you know, on the Raspberry Pi, you could just go scroll through the left and right, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think it'd be cool just to see how, you know.
Yeah, is it in that video or is it?
No, it's not.
But Ben, if you see,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got its own little setup.
Yeah.
Do it. Join the dark
I
side.
still like that.
yeah. So obviously, and the best advice I can give to collectors out there, go to thrift stores. I got a box of Super Nintendo games for $10, and some of those games are worth a lot of money. You can find
Yeah.
really cheap stuff at thrift stores and stuff, or just random people selling junk on Let's Go from state sales and whatnot. And if you're in Rhode Island, everybody, like we are, there's a game shop.
I feel bad for you.
There's a game shop up in Warwick, if you're from around, called Reality A Games. Go check them out. They sell some retro games. They also do a lot of board games, like D&D and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
yeah,